After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 222. It is Monday, August 29th, 2016, as we are recording, and it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon as we are recording. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining us. We are very happy that you are with us in the PHN Fluent Woman Cave. I am Marlacia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
As I said, we would like to welcome all new and returning viewers.
But we're not gonna.
I am.
Sorry, the way you said it. We would like to, but...
Anyway. Stop it. Did I mumble, Talia?
I know that's a quote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Think about it.
Oh, Tangled.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, for the returning viewers, welcome back. We're glad that you have joined us once again here in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we are glad that you found us, and we hope that you will return because you like what you see. If you're in the shadows.
And if you don't return because you like what you see, we will bribe you with bunnies and happiness.
Turtles are better. Anyway, we want to welcome also those who are in the shadows. We hope that you will join us officially so you can be eligible for prizes and giveaways and stuff. We'd like that a lot. We do have a few people who have joined us officially. That's my favorite word. Anybody who's been watching us for any amount of time knows that that's my favorite word. Officially. Okay. We have Ms. Golden Needles, who is Debbie. Welcome, Debbie. We have RVA Jenny, who is Jenny. Welcome, Jenny. And Jenny has a podcast. She is called Lucky Jenny Knits, I think. More about that later. But anyway, and I'm really excited about that because I get to meet her at Shenandoah Valley Fabric Festival this year.
Yay.
We have Ia Knits.
I really should get on the Shenandoah group because I'm supposedly a moderator.
Yes, you're
person.
falling down on your duties. I'm doing all right. You stink.
I do.
You stink.
I do. And I am terribly ashamed of
Anyway, no, you're not. Ia Knits, who is Ia. Welcome, Ia. And thank you, Ia, for showing us the pronunciation.
Yes.
And I probably still pronounced it wrong. But anyway, because I put the E like that, but she only had one E. But it is Ia. Welcome, Ia. That's such a pretty name.
It is very pretty.
We have Stevie Gale, who is Stephanie. Welcome, Stephanie.
Welcome.
And I think she was the one who made it in just under... No. There was one more.
But you said you added it to show notes, so I know?
I have it right here.
Oh, okay.
JMAR2180.
Can I read it?
Slipped in just under the wire. I'd already sent my show notes to myself.
Okay.
I don't know male or female because there's no name, but JMAR2180, welcome. We're glad to have all you with us officially. Yay! Glad to have you with us. Tea, yes. Well, first of all, here's my... I'm not having tea in here, but this is my Tortoise versus Hare mug.
And in my Tortoise versus Hare mug, let me take a sip.
And we are doing our reverse.
Yes. Mine is actually filled with a reddish colored tea, so I have to be careful.
Yes.
It's very fruity. It is Andy Plum Deluxe's Sunshine in a Cup herbal tea. This is one of my older teas.
It's a fun one. It tastes good.
Calendula flowers, hibiscus flowers, love and gratitude. So it's actually pure flowers, no caffeine.
Awesome. And this is my Avengers mug, which is a little bigger, and I wanted a little more tea today. So this is my chai tea.
Try to get this to focus. Andy, it's not focusing. Because somehow this is your fault.
I think we all know what that looks like after seeing our podcast for any length of time. Andy.
You want to taste?
Yes. Num-nums. Be careful not to spill.
Yes. Well, considering the fact that it would end up on your socks, it would be quite distressing.
Mm.
You would dye it a really pretty shade of red.
Mm.
Pink, most likely.
German tea. German tea. That tastes like the stuff from the Kiskindle Mart. Don't spill it on my sock.
You've said that about so many of the different teas.
That tastes like that tastes like. Okay. Anyway, New to Me podcast. I mentioned earlier, Lucky Jenny Knits podcast with RV Jenny, who is Jennifer, who's Jenny, and she has a Ravelry group called the Lucky Jenny Knits group. She has 4 podcasts up at the moment, and she is hysterical. She makes me laugh, and she is a fellow newbie dyer. So, like I said, I'm very excited about seeing her at the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival in about a month. So if anyone is going to the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, Talia and I will be there, working part of Friday, taking classes in the afternoon, and then working about an hour on Saturday, and then wandering around. So if you see us, go ahead and snag us. We don't bite much.
Mom's taking the dyeing class. I'm taking the color work class.
So that'll be fun.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about meeting Jenny and anybody else who we happen to, happens to say hello to us. Don't be afraid. We do not bite. Not much.
And when we do, we make sure that everyone has their shots.
Yes. Okay, I'm not sure I put that correctly, but her name is not JVN. No. You'll never be able to find her that way. RV Jenny. Okay. All right, the Toy Along, hosted by That Crochet Kid, who is Brian from Brian's Yarniverse.
It's almost done, isn't it?
It's done the day after tomorrow, the 31st of August, so you still have some time to get your toys in.
Chances are by the time you've seen this, it will have already finished.
Just about.
Yeah,
Because tomorrow's the 30th.
True, but, who watches it on the first day?
Valeria.
Laura.
Possibly Allison, because they are out overseas.
Laura's
except for
not.
Laura, but Laura's just
Laura.
doesn't sleep. She does not sleep. Okay, so yeah, if you have any toys that you're doing for the tortoise versus the hare, or any toys that you're doing for the Read Along, or whatever toys you're doing, and you are part of Brian's group, you should be, he's fun, just pop it in there. Okay, and his rules are in the group. They should be crocheted or knitted toys, and all the particulars are in his group. He hasn't put up a podcast in a little while, but I think he's getting into school now and settling down with the move. So hopefully he'll be podcasting again soon. He's really fun to watch.
Well, he should be heading to his senior year.
I think he's going to be a senior.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to
busy.
he's going to be busy. He's going to have things on his mind, plus college applications and stuff, I'm sure.
Right. Okay, now the OYCZ, which is the Outside Your Comfort Zone Along, hosted by PJ Matilda, who is Pam. She has the Little Owl Knits podcast and the Little Owl Knits Ravelry group. The along itself, this particular along, the OYCZ along, is not in her group because when she started it, she did not have a group. It's in the Thank God It's Finished group. That is Gimme Yarn 418, who is Erin, her group. And she also has a podcast, so you might want to check her out as well. And this is a lot of fun. It is just doing things that are outside your comfort zone. So that's kind of fun. I've put a few things in there, mostly dyeing related, but anything that stretches you. Is there a stitch that you were afraid to do? Are you kind of leery about doing garments or anything like that? Anything that, it could be as small as a stitch or as big as a garment. It can, whatever you want.
And how long does that go for?
That runs from, let me see here. It runs until August 31st. So you have until the day after tomorrow for that one as well. And they've had a pretty good participation, which is really good. And all the particulars are in that group. Also, Pam has mentioned it in a couple of her podcasts. So just go ahead and look at her podcast. She's funny. Oh, she cracks me up. I love her dearly. She's just hysterical. Keeping it real. Okay. The Knit Spin Dye Along with Heidi. Undead Yarn. This is fun. Anything that uses indie dyed yarn, if you spin it, if you dye it, if you knit, spin, and dye it, whatever it is, then it can...
Yeah, come on, be an overachiever.
Yeah, you can enter it in Heidi's Along. Heidi has been instrumental in me doing my hand dyeing.
Well, you started with the last knit spin
I
dye.
did, and I won a bag from that. I was so happy about it. Nothing like positive reinforcement to really keep you going. I won a wonderful... Yes, Me and My
Yes,
Dog and
you
Some Yarn.
you want your Me and My Dog and
Some yarn bag. It is. I love it. I love it all. I use it all the time. So this goes on through August 31st as well. So you have a couple more days for that. There's a lot of stuff going on in that. The prizes are really nice. So, and Heidi, watch her podcast. Most of the people who watch us watch Heidi anyway.
Yeah.
But if you don't, check her out. She's funny.
She's Heidi.
She's Heidi. I mean, that's all. Enough said. Enough said. The fact that she is Heidi and Undead Yarns says it all. she's really funny. I love watching her.
Well, I love her Instagram handle, Undead Heidi, because
Undead Heidi.
that's usually how we've referred to her when we're trying to differentiate between the two Heidis that we communicate frequently with.
Heidi, Undead Heidi, and Heidi Packing.
Yeah. And that was before she had the Instagram handle. We have always called her Undead Heidi. So.
Yes. Okay, and then we have the July and August, I believe, craft along, which is Kenneth, Turbo Knitter 64. He is allowing pink as well now, red and pink, and I believe he has extended it through September. So anything that you put in our read along, if you're a member of Kenneth's wonderful group, and he's fantastic. Kenneth is amazing. If it's red or pink, flip it over. And not only that, it doesn't have to be knitted or crocheted. It can be jewelry. It can be drawing, painting. It can be yarn.
Drawing,
it can
painting?
be drawing, painting. It can be anything like that. Paper crafts, whatever's red and pink. And there have been some amazing things put in there. And Kenneth has awesome prizes, and he's just fun to watch. And I think, like we said before, Kenneth in previous years has been a co-host with us for the read along. This year he couldn't.
One previous.
Yeah, because
two?
that's the only time we asked
Yeah.
him. Because before that he was new, and he came on while we were in the middle of it, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
I can't recall.
In any event, he has been a co-host and is always going to be a co-host as long as he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
But this year he couldn't because of health reasons, so he seems to be getting better, and he's doing this concurrently with our along, and says that we can double dip back and forth. But please be a member of his group to do that. Be a member of our group to do it. And you have double dip.
Presuming you're watching this, you're probably a member of our group.
Not necessarily. We have people in the shadows. Be a member of the group. Join the dark side, the light side,
We're the dark side.
rainbow side, the rainbow side. Anyway, that goes on.
On Bat Nurse, we have to be the dark side.
I'm tangled. Anyway, okay.
You've seen those, how it should have ended cartoons of them with Superman and Batman, right? Where every 5 seconds he's going, because I'm Batman.
I have seen those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now okay. I think that's it for the current, but we do have upcoming alongs.
I'm awake.
Yes, I prefer you asleep. No, I don't. Anyway, we have one more month of the Cardiac Read Along. So that means anybody who's been with us for any length of time knows what comes up next. The Toy Along.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That'll be what, the 4th?
I think it's our fourth or fifth annual Toy Along. And we do have a couple of really amazing co-hosts lined up. We just have to talk to them. They know who they are. Or they should. So I have to get in touch with them. But the Toy Along will be running from October 1st through December 31st. So that gets Christmas stuff in.
Yes.
So be thinking about that. It kind of, Brian's Toy Along ends and ours starts up. Actually, his
ends a little prior
to ours. But no matter, if you don't finish for his, pop it in ours, provided you don't finish it.
Yeah, I mean, we're always open towards, whips and stuff.
Yes,
always
we always
have
are.
been.
So the Toy Along is coming up, but it doesn't start till October 1st. All right, so Talia, the Read Along?
Cardiac Read Along has been running since July 1st. It runs through the end of September.
So we're 2/3 of the way through.
Mm-hmm. We accept anything in shades of red. That includes pink.
But not orange.
Well, orange, you can't even...
Red and yellow is orange.
But it's not a shade of red.
Red and yellow is orange.
I mean, I love orange, but it's not a shade.
Just saying. No orange.
And we accept whips and FOs. For those who are unfamiliar with the lingo, that means works in progress and finished objects.
One whip per project per week.
And your FO picture whenever you happen to finish it.
Regardless of whether you If you had, say you put in a WIP project, a WIP picture on Monday for something, and you finished it on Wednesday, you can still put that FO in that week.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when your FO is done.
Yeah.
But only one FO picture, only one FO picture per project.
Yes, because we don't have any double dipping, any extra credits.
Yeah, extra chances
Yeah, for any of the projects.
for the cardiac along.
Yeah, for the cardiac along. Cardiac along, it's just.
Who is our co-host?
Oh, I was supposed to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa.
And who is she?
Let me think about this.
Spicy what?
I still want to say Spicy Mama.
Yeah, spicy mama. At least you're not saying sexy mama again. Spicy homemaker.
Yes.
Who is Melissa, who is an absolute card. She is a pistol. And
She's a card, huh?
She's a card and
Well,
a pistol.
is she a queen, a jack?
No,
a
she's
jo-
a pistol card. I told you. You have to listen to me.
Oh, so like for the game Bang.
Bang, bang. She bang, bang.
Well, have you ever played Bang?
No.
The cards come in this bullet-shaped thing, and you're like different characters from this Wild West thing. You're given certain kinds of guns, like Derringers, and you can draw a Derringer. You can draw this. You can draw that.
So what? So what's Melissa? Is she a little
Well,
gambler's pistol, or
that's a Derringer.
yeah? Anyway, Melissa, now you're a pistol and a card, a spicy homemaker pistol. It's a limited edition, unique. Anyway, so Melissa,
One of a kind.
Melissa, yes, definitely. Melissa is our wonderful co-host, and we are so happy to have her with us because she brings so much to the along. She just makes it even more interesting and happy and just fun. And if you do, you have to be a member of both groups to take part in this and get prizes because it's so integrated. It's it's our most integrated Cal because she doesn't have an FO and WIP thread. We have that, but she has pop-up threads, which might show up in our group, or they might show up in her group, or she might mention it on her podcast.
They
or
might
whatever.
one time she did it on Instagram.
So you really have to be vigilant because her prizes are like off the chart prizes. I mean,
Yes.
they're these huge bundle things. I mean, they're just amazing. Sometimes for the every once in a while she'll say, "Oh, I want to give something." She picks up a name, and then it might be a skein of yarn, or it might be a pattern, or something like that. The prize that she picks for the month is usually something absolutely amazing, like a bag and this and that and the other thing. I'm not saying that's what it would always be, but they tend to be. You know,
I don't know that she's fallen down anymore for her. Because the other thing she was doing is she didn't follow her heart healthy goals. She would make someone a shawl.
well, I think that was only one person.
Oh, was it?
Because
Okay.
otherwise, she fell down like multiple times. She'd be making 10,000 Drea shawls. I mean,
I was under the impression it was every time she did it.
she hasn't said anything.
Yes.
But anyway, the rules are pretty much the same as they always are. One WIP per project per week, as we said. The FO whenever you're done with it. You have July 1st to September 30th. And are you still doing this? I have this in my notes, but I don't know if you decided to do it.
Yes. Any of my patterns that are bought during the period of the cardiac read along, all the proceeds that will go to the American Heart Association because it is an awesome association that really does educate not only the public but also the healthcare professionals. My CPR certification and my certification for running codes in the hospital comes from the American Heart Association. So they are a very good organization. Very important organization. They also do work in conjunction with the American Stroke Association. I think that's what they're called, American Stroke Association. I'm not as familiar with it. I've dealt with American Heart Association a lot more.
Okay, now the tag is PHNCRA 2016. Instagram is hashtag PHNCRA 2016 for our side of it. I think Melissa's might be slightly different. I think she wants to use that for Instagram, PHNCRA 2016, and I think it's Spicy Homemaker 2016.
I can't
the
recall.
hashtag. It's in her group, I'm pretty sure, or it's in our group.
She usually tells you.
Yeah, I think it's in our group in our show notes because we have in our in the thread I set up for the cardio stuff. I put her rules under ours, so it should be in there. And we have a lot of prizes this time around. People have been extremely generous, so you guys are really going to be eligible for some amazing things. I'm not going to go through them all because I don't think we received anything new
Recently.
recently. The last one we received was the book from Allison. Now, did you have any facts this time around, or?
No, I didn't prep. But nothing's immediately coming to my brain because I think I've hit a lot of the high points.
I think there have been some, at least one video has been posted by Vonnie or somebody in the cardiac, because I had cleared all my stuff and there was like 2.
Okay, I checked the video thread that Vonnie's put up. I haven't looked there recently. I've been terribly behind. I've been very tired.
Yeah, she's been flipping her schedule a little bit, and it's been busy over here. So I believe Vonnie or somebody has posted 1 or 2 videos, maybe a video and a comment.
Maybe I haven't checked.
In the thread, and I haven't had a chance to look at it, but Vonnie is really good about putting things up there.
Yes, she is.
So you might want to check it. We have awesome moderators. We really do.
Where's my knee?
I don't know what we would do
There
without
it
our
is.
moderators.
Die.
Yeah. We would sing. Yeah, okay. Bubble, 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 bubble. All right, tortoise versus hare.
Yes, this is actually Laura of the Crochet and Hoovian.
When do you want to do that thing? Do you want to do it at this point? Okay.
The Crochet and Hoovian podcast. And this was her brainchild.
It's a wonderful,
Tortoise
wonderful brainchild.
versus hare. My patterns are featured, which means that
2 chances for a finished Franciscan tortoise or hare. So that means Biddy, the baby,
Biddy the bashful baby turtle,
and Timmy, the timid turtle, and okay, so Biddy, the bashful baby turtle, and Timmy, the timid turtle, and Oops the bunny. If you finish those between the requisite time period, you get 2 chances for a finished object. Okay. All whips of bunny patterns or
and you
turtles-
can work other ones that are not my patterns.
Right,
You
you
just
can-
don't get the double chances.
You don't get the double chances. You can knit them and you can crochet them. So obviously, if you can knit them, they won't be talias because talias are crocheted. So, but in any event, if you finish talias, you'll get double the chances for talias, and you post it twice.
I
And
just
that's-
don't prefer to make knitted toys.
Right.
Generally, it's
So-
just a preference.
So, if I could find if I could find a loom knitted toy and I made a bunny out of it or a turtle out of it, it would count because it's loom knitted. It counts as knitting, but it would not be eligible for
The double.
the double because it's not one of Talia's
There
toys.
is actually a loom bunny.
Is there?
I think I sent you the. It's a very simple pattern.
I want a loom turtle. It should be easy to do a loom turtle.
Well, I'm not going to send any loom turtles your
But
way.
Team Tortoise.
I'm not going to send you any loom. I'll find a bunch of loom bunnies and send them your way.
Team Tortoise. I'll make a turtle bunny like who was it that made it? Lizzie, I think.
I thought you wanted to make a Biddy with.
I am going to make a Biddy with ears.
Oops ears.
I am. I'm going to, but not this one. Not this one. But I'm going to make a turtle bunny. And it's going to be a Franciscan gypsy turtle bunny. Does that make it a Franken turtle bunny?
I think so.
Okay, let's get back on the track here. It goes until this goes from it runs the same amount of time as the cardiac does from what?
There was I can't remember the name of the musical. It was kind of a goofy musical, and it had Terrence Mann, who is well known for musicals. He did Beast and Beauty and the Beast,
Right.
and
The singing.
he did the original Rum Tum Tugger
Oh, gee.
for Cats.
Cats.
Man has a voice to him. Anyway, he was involved in this musical. I want to say it was called Freaking Guest. It was for kids. It's meant to talk about manners.
Right.
And he was the Freaking Guest, and I guess the guest
Who didn't know how to behave.
Yeah, it was kind of
That's
funny.
great.
And so you have this really awesome Terrence Mann voice.
Okay, Taya. Okay, this was Laura's crocheting Hoovian's baby, and she really
Oh my gosh,
It
thank
was-
you
it's
so
so
much, Laura.
generous.
It's such a
Because
great idea.
it's a wonderful idea.
It's been so much fun.
oh, all the chatter.
I'm
Laura-
way behind in the tortoise and hare just because I've been so exhausted. But
we've been, and my hands have been bothering me, so I've been behind in doing my part for the tortoises. But I'm a good cheerleader. But Laura has been
I
really,
think
really.
that I found myself a cheerleader.
Stop it!
Hi.
You're not even remotely cute. Anyway,
But I inherited it from my mom.
cuteness, yes. Remotely, no. Anyway, what I was saying is, before I was so rude child interrupted me, that Laura's brainchild was amazing. It's really been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of chatter and a lot of quasi smack talk, if you will, back and forth, and it's been in both
Hairs
groups.
are far more awesome.
Anyway, doesn't even require an answer because obviously it's not
Hairs.
true. Anyway, the fact remains that it's going strong. It has another month to go because it runs as long as the cardiac does, and we have wonderful prizes in both groups. Let me see here.
I now have hair in my head.
Yes, you do have hair on your head. Okay, you must be a member of both the Crochet Whovian podcast group, which is the Whovian Yarn Allegiance group, and the PHN group to take part in this. This is another one that's very interactive.
Yes.
The project should be worked on between July 1st and September 31st, and WIPs and FOs are accepted. As we said, Taya's projects, the bunnies and the turtles of Franciscan Gypsy Design, those FOs get 2 chances at a prize, and there are a fair amount of prizes for those. All projects are not required to be finished, at least in our group. All WIPs, will be eligible for prizes, and I said 1 WIP project week. Okay. You must have a project page set up, and using the tag CW Tortoise versus Hare 2016. I need to put my hashtag in, my thing in.
Oh, I'm terrible at doing hashtags.
And link to the pattern if there is a pattern on Ravelry. For Instagram, use Instagram. Please use the hashtag. What's that called? Hashtag CW Tortoise versus Hare 2016. I want to say the number because
right?
Yeah. Okay. Now,
what is that song?
Okay,
Is it Jenny Don't Lose That Number?
Ricky,
Don't Lose That Number. Thank you.
All right, now, okay, where am I here? We have, for prizes in our group, we have a Tortoise versus Hare cup, and then we have something that we just received in. We didn't want to say anything about it until it came in.
Yes. This is exciting, guys.
First, we'll show you what we got. Tell you this is yours. We contacted the lovely Ann Brody, and this is our Tortoise versus Hare bag. This is the large, and we have, look at the inside. Didn't Ann do an amazing job?
And this is actually probably my favorite part.
This is my favorite Notions bag. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? It's almost a project bag in itself.
And this has always been one of my favorite bunny pictures.
Mm-hmm. So this is our bags that we bought for ourselves.
And you did a magnificent job.
And this is absolutely fantastic, above and beyond.
And actually, I need to move my bunny into this bag.
I have to figure out I don't think my turtle will fit in here, but I will definitely put something in there in a little bit. But I absolutely love this. Now, what we did for you guys
Bunny down!
This is for you guys. One of you guys will win this. There's the Hare side, Tortoise versus Hare. And this is the Tortoise versus Hare, the tortoise side. This is a medium-sized bag. It's made by Ann Brody. We sent her the pictures, and she developed the fabric. It's a really sturdy bag. It's a perfect sock, hat, small shawl bag. Somebody's going to be very lucky to receive this. So, yes, Ann has done an absolutely fantabulous job on that. So we hope that you are happy with that possibility. So we have a Tortoise versus Hare bag to give you and a mug to give you from our group. And then Laura has donated a Tortoise versus Hare t-shirt, whichever one the person wants. I think she said either the tortoise one, the hare one, or if they couldn't decide, they could have the regular badge. I think that's what she said. Mm-hmm. And then another person could get a $5 or less downloadable Ravelry pattern. So we have 4 prizes to give away for this Cal. Would you put this with the other prizes, please? Thank you. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm just in the process of moving the bunny where it belongs. Because, you know, it needs to be in the Tortoise versus Hare bag.
Mm-hmm. How many whips do you have?
Hold on, I think I have 7, but let me finish moving my bunny, and then I'll be able to tell you. The Batman bag is sad, but, you know, he's used to being sad.
He doesn't get sad. I have 7.
Oh, well then you might be able to go first for once. Hold on.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, that's a perfect size for my bunny. Okay, let's see. Oh, I only have 6.
5. I have 7.
Let me verify that I only have 6. It could easily be that I only have 6.
Well, I
1,
noticed that
2,
you hadn't worked as
3,
many this time because I think you were working a little more
4,
monogamously.
5, 6. No, I do have 7, but go
Okay.
ahead and go first.
All right, well, let me see here. Just go back to where I need to be. All right, my first one is in the bag I told you I won last year for Heidi's Undead Yards Knit Spin Die. This is a Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn.
You notice that she still has to focus on it spin.
Kim. Kim's bag. And Kim is back to podcasting. Yay, Kim. Glad to see you back.
Welcome back.
And I only did about a row and a half on this, or 2 rows on this. This is Heidi's yarn, Undead Yarn. It is the Violently Happy Shawl. This is the Ampere Base Violently Happy Accident colorway. And it doesn't look like I got a whole lot done on this, but I did some. And oh boy, it looks really blue today. Huh.
That looks about right.
But it's got lots of pinks and blues and a little bit of orange, little pops of orange that kind of surprise you. These are size 8, and these are not my Chow Goos. These are Knit Picks Harmonies. I want more of these. We have to get more of these, Talia. I need to get
Okay.
Daddy to make me some that are a little bit bigger for my 10s and 10s and a halves. But this is really super soft, and it seems like it's taking forever, but I'm not working on it consistently. I have about, I don't know, maybe half a ball, or maybe a little more than a third of a ball left. So I'm hoping that this will be a nice size, kind of a scarf shawlette. It's kind of, let me put this back in here. It's going to be kind of long and narrow because of the way I'm doing it. It's my own pattern. Don't ask me, you know. I just am doing it. But if you can see, it's, I can straighten this out. It's got a long, kind of narrow side. They're both like that. So I'm kind of excited about this. I don't think Davina's going to get this. I think it's going to be mine.
Well, she doesn't know it's supposed to.
Well, she didn't seem overly enthused about it. Usually, I know if she's going to like something, she'll be really happy about it, like the yarn I showed last week.
Yeah.
But if she's kind of only quasi about it, she'll take it because she knows I made it. But if I don't want her to just take it because she's obligated, because it'll just sit and it's not fair to her and it's not fair to the project. Okay.
Okay, so the next project is in my nursing caps on a dark field. My paid in full, not just boring boot socks pattern by Corinne Walcher, and I use Miss Babs Yaz of What is Skin in the color Perfectly Reckless. So these are for Mom,
Nice socks.
and these got a little bit of work done on them when I was
It's
bunny.
Can't have Valeria.
Val, huh?
Valeria dehydrated.
This got a little bit of work. I had to, after I worked 3 12-hour shifts, I usually work 3 12-hour shifts a week, and all in a row. My last one was on Thursday, so I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, and around 2 a.m. on Friday, I saw that there was a class available for, it's basically self-defense. Well, diffusing a violent situation before it gets violent, or to the point where you are being attacked in the hospital. It's for healthcare providers, particularly where I work. We tend to get a lot of people who are detoxing or going through withdrawal, either from alcohol or from drugs. So they can get a little violent at times, not to mention your confused patients. So just different ways to get loose or to prevent it from getting to a point where you have to worry about getting hit. So that was an 8-hour class for that, but 8 hours after working a 12-hour shift.
She did not drive home. I picked her up.
Oh, I had several people making sure, you're not driving home, right? I'll drive you home if you don't have someone picking you up.
There was no way I was letting you drive home. I didn't even ask her. She called me. I said, good, I'm driving you home. Leave the car there.
I had multiple firm offers if I didn't have a ride home.
We weren't safe.
But this got some work during that point, and then when I got home, I realized, I'm very close to doing the heel flap, so I went ahead after I slept.
I think we didn't take a walk that day, did we? No, we took a walk when we came back from the car. When we came back from the car the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've started the heel flap on this.
Floppy, floppy. Floppy, floppy.
Yes, flap, flap. So this sock is a little bit closer to being done.
What was it Davina used to call that? The heel flat?
Yes, heel flat.
Yeah.
But she now knows it's heel flap.
Mm-hmm. He's better.
Go ahead and take your sip. I'll take mine as soon as I flip this around.
Okay. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. This one hasn't made an appearance in a while. My PHN 500 member bag that Ann Brody, the lovely Ann Brody, did for us. When we did
I
our
forget what
podcast.
mine is holding.
This is holding my Under the Mistletoe. I always know what Laura's is holding.
Oh, I know what mine's holding. Mine's holding that really pretty shawl that I, it's Miss Babs yarn. It's the one that I stole that blue from you.
Oh, right.
I just haven't worked on it in a while.
When Laura's comes out on the Crocheting Hoovian Allegiance, I forget what her podcast name is. I
think it's just Crochet and Hoovy and Prayer podcast.
No, it's Allegiance. Oh,
Well,
no,
that's
no,
the group.
that's right. The podcast. You're right. Okay. Anyway, she usually has a test for tie in here. I do not have a test for tie in here. I have my.
You
Under
are
the
so
mistletoe.
close for
I am
that.
close for this. I don't mind the middle of a row here. No. Okay. I can't even tell how long this is, but I put this up against Davina's back and it almost hits her rear end. So I'm not too long to finish this. Not that it will be as long on me, of course, but it's.
I think
it's
that's a
getting there.
good length. You might want to finish it up pretty
Well,
soon.
I'm going to finish the ball I have.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pull the stitch there. This is,
How much of this ball do you have? Because
I have this much. So, I don't know. I don't want it to be too short. I don't like really short shawls.
Mhm.
So I might do a little bit more than ball, but we'll see. I wish I could measure it better because even when I put the center, it's kind of hard to see where the center is because it's a little bit crescenty. So I think this is about half, but it's well past my wingspan, I think, because look. And it's
Yeah.
still crunched up here. So
Yeah.
I think if I finish the ball, I should be okay. Maybe a little bit longer if I find that I don't have enough for the bind off.
Yeah.
But this is Red Velvet colorway. It is the Just Knit It pattern by Susan Ashcroft, and I'm using US 10.5 Knit Pick Harmony circulars, and this is Yarn Bee Tender Touch yarn. And this is really soft. It's an acrylic, but it's really soft. It's very squishy, and it'll be very nice and warm for this winter. And I think, like I said, I want to look up surface knitting or surface crochet or whatever, so I can fix that one part that is very loose or whatever it is, so I can wear it. Not just wear it inside the house. And this is the 2X of Ann Brody's lovely Silver Shed USA bags. Ann spoils us.
Yes.
We love Ann.
We do. Yeah. I thought that each stripe was approximately an inch. Okay. That's a good way to know.
Your turn.
Okay, so, oh, it's the sock's turn.
My socks.
So this is Shadow Cat, which is the Miss L's basic 6-ply sock pattern by Miss L. I'm using Undead yarn on the witch base in the colorway Hexen Beast self-striping.
Support weight is 6-ply?
This one is.
Huh.
So first sock has been finished for a while. I am so close on the
Okay.
second sock.
So pretty. Nice socks.
Let's
Nice socks.
see. This is,
Smells good.
that's about an inch there. One.
You talking about the stripes?
Yeah. Yeah, after this blue stripe, I should be able to start the toe, because each one of these stripes is approximately an inch. So, I'm very close.
I'm not putting this on my foot and doing what some of you guys do. I can't do that anymore. I don't think.
I am
Playing yarn chicken.
playing a little bit of yarn chicken. I think I'll have enough where I don't have to break into second skein, which is awesome, because then it means that the one skein I have in this base, where I only had one skein available of the jeans and t-shirt, I pick that up for me, I will have enough to do the same pair of socks.
She has a nice little dark browns there.
It's the same one right here.
I like that. It's a pop.
And there's a pop of like,
It's a pop here too.
there's every once in a while you get a pop of like a pinkish.
I like it when
Color.
it does that. It gives you visual interest.
There's a pop of a deeper blue.
This is such a pretty colorway. I
It
really
is.
Like it.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to my jeans and t-shirt, which I actually like even better than this, because it's a reddish color
This is pretty.
with the blue, and the blue is a little bit deeper. As soon as I finish off this one, I'm going to immediately cast on jeans and t-shirt, in the same pattern and everything, because I'll know
It'll probably stripe pretty similarly.
it will probably.
Because I think she probably does similar striping technique.
But I'll know then that I have enough yarn, because
Right.
I had enough yarn for this one. So,
Okay. My next one is in my Kikiboo bag. My Kikiboo, this is from Denise of the Knitting Den. And I think this is her medium, I'm not sure. And I didn't do much work on this because it was hurting my hand to hold on to it. But I did some. I'm pretty close to finishing this one. I think I have like maybe a couple more rounds to do before I can bind off on this. And I like the way it's working up. It's got stripes, but it's got some interesting kind of little pops here. See where the stripe is? And then there's kind of in the green, there's kind of a pop. I'm directionally challenged right here. So that's kind of neat. I like this a lot. I was hoping to finish some of these for the Stockinette Zombies stripy cowl, but this doesn't say striped on the.
and it's not quite as striped as some of them.
I mean, it looks like a striped stripe, so you can see it. I probably could put it in if I showed that, but I don't want to have them have to delete it if it's not, it's never fun for people to delete a project because it doesn't go there.
I sit there and I cackle about it.
Yes, I know you do because you're evil. This is on I think this is on the Preemie Loom. Yes, it's the Preemie Loom. So I'm enjoying this. It was fun. It should have been done a week or two ago, but I just haven't been able to sit down and do any one project for any length of time. So this is, hopefully will be done this week. No promises, but we'll see.
Okay, so the next one is in my brand new Tortoise versus Hare.
Tortoise versus Hare?
Yes, it's the bunny.
This is the one that counts. The Pretty Little Notions pouch.
Yes.
It's Notions pouch.
I went ahead and put my notebook in the Notions pouch because it's big enough to hold it.
It's awesome.
So this is Candy, which is the Oops the Bunny pattern by me. And I'm using Lady Fernicle Creations 100% Superwash Merino worsted in the colorway Cotton Candy Oops. So, the head is done.
And the eyes pop a lot more now than I thought they would.
Yeah, I still think I probably should have gone with a different color.
Oh yeah, maybe,
But at this point, I'm not undoing it.
No, it looks nice. I mean, you can see it now because everything is there. And once you put the muzzle on, it'll really show.
So,
Little
The-
cotton candy baby bunny.
the back of the back body is being worked on. It's still going to be touch and go if I'm going to have enough. I'm going to continue as if I'm going to. And then I'm going to have to adjust the yardage I have on the original pattern. Because when I originally wrote that pattern, I don't think I measured particularly well. Because that was... What number pattern was that? That was a very early on
4,
pattern
I think,
for
or
me.
You had Berry and Iris, and you had one of the cats.
Bastion.
Bastion.
And then I had Selena and Akovi.
So
But like Selena
but
and
they were all-
Akovi were similar patterns.
Yeah.
And,
And the birds were all
the birds
similar.
were all similar.
So it was only
Oops was the
different.
first one that was like a real big difference. So yeah, the baby bunny is in here. And this one is going to end up back here when he's done.
Okay, my next one I think I worked on it last week. This is my bonfire shawl. This is the sock knitter shawl pattern by KF Jones. Bakery Bears. We love KF Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck here. Hold on. I don't know.
You're
how
stuck.
I don't know what I did here.
You're probably stuck on some yarn. Hold on.
No, it's the.
There's how you're stuck.
There we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. This is my Stitch by Mimi bag, which I absolutely love. It's my teacup bag, and the pattern is by. This was gifted to me. The bag. This is the Bonfire Shawl, which I said is by KF Jones. It's actually her sock knitted shawl, and this is Miss Babs yarn and Yazo What a Skein in the Mitsubishi colorway.
I feel like that's right.
Let's see. Yes. Because the Biker Chick was what I did patches in. And this, and one of my Yorks. I did about maybe a row or two on this week. This past week. This is the back of it. Here's the front of it. So there's not much change in it, but you can see how pretty it is. It looks almost like, I call it the Bonfire Shawl, but it almost looks like fire. That's why. The coordinating color is the Vlad colorway, Miss Babs. And I haven't caked this up yet, but you can see.
I need to work more on my Nightwing one.
So I want to finish this. I'd like to have this done by the Fiber Festival, but I don't really know if that'll happen. Because it would be so much fun to wear this to that. And I'm using Chow Goos, my circular Chow Goos. These are fixed circulars, the red laces, and they are size 9s. And I love this project. I just haven't had the opportunity to really sit down and work on it. So hopefully that will change. Put that in here.
Okay, so the next one I am not actually going to show.
Is this a secret?
Well, it's not really a secret. It's in the Avengers Silver Shed USA bag. This is Scarlet,
Right.
and it's a Sparkle the Unipony pattern by me. The only reason why you can't see it is because it is still currently in testing. It has, I think I had till Saturday. I had to check my...
For Sparkle?
For Sparkle.
Okay.
I had to check my notes.
How long is it for?
It's a week longer for
Okay.
Grayson.
For Grayson, yeah.
Sparkle's going to be out of testing very soon. This is a version to help correct a couple of the videos that were a little hard to see. This is going to take a while, so those videos will be a little while in the correcting. But this is a version that I'm making for Mom. She had a red crocheted toy pony when she was a child that had white hair. So
And white hooves.
yes. So I'm recreating that pony.
Because it disappeared. It went away.
And that's always been kind of a thing in the back of my head that I was going to recreate that pony. I just won't do the horn for the unicorn.
Yeah, I know it won't be exactly the same, but it will be enough the same that it's mine.
Yeah.
It's because it's better that I don't have to worry about button eyes falling out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I'm gonna love it.
And I mean, it's not going to be the same because I wasn't designing toys back then because I wasn't alive back then.
I was barely alive. I was like 10.
That's
That's a baby.
not that much of a baby.
I was a baby. It is if you're my age. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
So
More stuff for me.
I need to get some toys on the hooks that are not for her.
It's only one toy for me.
The bunny's gonna live on your couch. It's basically for
But
you.
it's for my yarn.
It's basically for you.
I get toys. Okay. My next one is... Okay, this is my Bankhead. It's in my Knitting's My Bag Lazy Gnomes bag, but it's not lazy. It's a medium size. And I've done a little bit on this. This is by Susie Gorley. And
That's working out beautifully.
I love this. I love this pattern, and if my hands will cooperate, I'll finish this and start another one, because I love this pattern. I love working it. It's addictive. And I call it Jazzy Stripes. That's the name of the yarn. And I'm using US 7 Chow Goo Red Lace Circulars. This is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the Jazz Stripe colorway. And I'm in the decreases now. So I'll be able to use my 9-inch circulars when I get to the point where I have to do lining off. I love the way, that's really good. That's really good representation. Look at the way it stripes. Isn't that
Oh, it's
gorgeous?
beautiful.
And it just kills me that this is not available anymore. I actually got one more skein of this colorway before they, I mean, I think they still have, odds and ends at Hobby Lobby, but it's a discontinued yarn. So I went
That's
I went and got a couple of different colors. Another one of this color and a couple other colors. I showed it a few podcasts back. If you want to see it, you can just go back a couple episodes and I'll show you. So I'm hoping that I can finish this relatively soon, but we'll see. I have to see what my crafting is, what kind of crafting I'm able to do. But yeah, that's in here. It's getting a little warm in here.
You see, I'm flipping back and forth between being a little warm and being a little chilly. Okay. So the next one is another secret. Whoops.
It's funny.
Stay, Senna. Okay. In my Silver Shed frog bag with the,
No. The Lego Batman.
Lego Batman on it.
The creepy Lego Batman.
It's a secret project. This is a design in progress.
Mm-hmm. Cute design.
And that's all I can really say about that.
Okay. All right. My next one is in my Knitting's My Bag large sweater size bag. I always call this Monet bag, even though I found out it's Serat. And this is my Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle. This is Cherub, the cheerful baby turtle. And I'm now on the undershell. So that's my progress on that. You can see, here's my progress marker here. So I did about 4 rows, or 4 rounds. And I think I'm just about ready to do the decreases for this, I think.
What was the little catchphrase for turtles? Was it ninjas in a half shell?
Turtles on the half
It
shell.
was just turtles now?
I think it was turtles on the half shell.
Which is kind of weird because they all have the same shell. I think you're right though. I think it
Turtles
was
on the
half shell.
Mm-hmm. I think it was. Heroes on the half shell.
Heroes on the
on
half
the half
shell.
shell.
That
That's
makes more
what it was.
sense.
Heroes on the half shell. Yes. Love turtles. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so the next one that I'm going to speak on, I'm actually gonna skip a little ahead of my notes, is Color Me Happy, and it's the I Heart Harvest Socks pattern by Shelley Stone.
Is that a new one?
It is.
Okay.
It's Cupcake yarns on the Yummy base in the colorway Box of Crayons.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so normally I did my measurements, and my measurements told me to do the 72 count. Normally I think I'd be a 64 count, but I peeked through the notes, not to mention this doesn't really tell you circumference. I'm having a bit of an issue with socks that don't tell me circumference because I don't understand why they don't do this. But they said generally for people who wear women's 9.5, you did a medium. So I went ahead and did the medium. I was a little worried because I think normally I would eat 64 count, but I was reading through people's project pages and they said if they did a 64 count, it was a little tighter in the gusset area. So I went ahead and did the 72 count.
And you'll know now if these are a little looser than you want. It's better to be a little looser and then know that and still be able to wear them, as opposed to being tighter and not be able to wear them.
Yeah, it starts off as a 75 stitch count, and then at the top of the ribbing, and then it becomes 72 after you go on to the rest of the sock.
It's pretty. The yarn is really pretty.
This is really pretty yarn.
Look at the little tiny pink stripe. I mean, it's like one stitch.
Yeah.
And the yellow has like 2, and the green has. I wonder if she has certain multiples. It looks like the purple and the blue are 2 each too.
The purple actually
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. She did a really good job, and it gives the overall impression of bigger stripes. But it's like it's almost gradiated,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at it, you think it's a bigger stripe, and then you look at it closer, like, oh, okay, the colors are actually sliding into each other.
Yeah, it's really pretty because when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I like stripes that small, but it doesn't give the impression of being that small. It gives the impression of being a larger stripe the way she has colored it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. And this actually got a fair amount of work, because I did not have this started last week.
I can't imagine the work that goes into making that kind of stripe.
Yeah. So, this was a lot of, like, I'd catch a half hour here, half hour there working on this. And this has been quite fun.
Hey, very nice. Okay, my last one in progress is
Oh, and this is in my tea bag by
Peaky Blue Bags.
Peaky Blue Bags.
This is my angel bag from Knitting's My Bag. That's the lovely Lois. She made this. This is one of the first bags she made for me, and she had to search out the fabric for me because, or I had to search it out. We had to work together to find an angel because the one I wanted wasn't available anymore. And this is the this is the one I tore out, and I put it. This is the hat I tore out. If you remember from last week, if you were watching last week, this is my own yarn. This is Lady Fernico Creations yarn. This is my Under the Sea colorway. This, oops. Oops. The tea is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the Under the Sea
Hold on.
colorway. And if you remember before, I had this on my large loom, my large plastic loom, and I didn't like the fabric.
Sizing, yeah.
It was just too open, and I was afraid that I would run out of yarn if I tried to do some of the stitches that would close up that openness, because I only had this one skein. And I like the fabric a lot better, but I lost the kind of gradient effect. It's still very pretty. I do like it, but I definitely lost the gradient. It looks almost like it's going to pool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a pooly, stripy kind of situation. And this is a loom that Laura gave to me when she found out I was loom knitting. That's Crocheting Hoovian. Thank you very much, Laura. And this is for a baby 3 to 8 months. And I'm enjoying this. I really like the way it's working up. This was, I think this one was, I don't know if this was food coloring dyed or Kool-Aid dyed. I don't remember. With these colors, it's probably food coloring. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing this work up. I have this much yarn. It is a worsted weight yarn. That's why I was having so much. No, it's bulky weight. It's a bulky weight. This is a bulky weight. It's just that particular loom, it didn't work. It didn't work to my taste,
Mm-hmm.
even though it called for bulky. I think that actually calls for a chunky, and there might be a slight difference between a bulky and a chunky. I don't know. But I'm enjoying this. Still smells good. Okay. That goes over here. All right. Do you have any more?
I have one last.
Okay.
This one has been the cause of a lot of conversation lately for me.
Oh.
This is in my Kiki Boo Bags Autism Awareness bag. So, first things first, you're going to notice that this is on waste yarn. This is my Totally Lear's Fault Pippin Socks. Totally Lear's Fault is the name of the project. Pippin Socks is the name of the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in the ebook, it's actually called the Peregrine Socks. This is by Claire Ellen, and I'm using Miss Babs Tart in the colorway Electric Turquoise.
That's a really pretty colorway.
It is. Initially, I didn't realize when I read the pattern when I started. I must have been tired when I started this, because I had thought I had read that it said it for an 8 inch circumference foot to start the 64 stitch count. Then I read the pattern a little closer, and I realized that was for the 8-inch foot. I actually wear a 9.5, and the stitch counts for that size would have actually been 72 stitches.
Why would they measure why don't they measure the circumference?
I don't know why.
It doesn't make any sense.
It
because
doesn't. And it's all the books in that pattern are the same way.
I mean,
And all the patterns in that book are the same way.
I'm not a sock knitter, but from what I understand, measure the circumference, and then you just knit until it measures. And
That's why I didn't get it.
Is it like 2 inches to the toe or something like that?
It depends on the toe, but that's approximately.
Yeah. So why would they?
I don't know.
Okay. Well.
And that was where my frustration was. I love this pattern. I wish she had written circumference. And her other ebook that I peeked at, she did circumference, just not for this ebook.
Oh, okay.
Which is unfortunate because I love all the books.
And you did hear from her, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she's sweet.
And everyone in her group is amazing. I need to respond to some of them. But this is what the pattern looks like. Now that you have
You
it
can
up.
see it a little bit better.
You can see it a little better now that it's off the
It
needles.
looks almost like a little tree or something. It's very pretty.
And
Taya,
then
you missed it. It was just starting to focus, and you turned it around again. It's so pretty.
and then there's a cable on the
Oh yeah.
side too. Well, I posted. Blair had brought up something which was a good point because I'd already had to rip out a pair of socks that were cable that didn't work. You guys remember the cardiac red along socks that I just inked out. She expressed concern that maybe when I got to that point I'd have an issue with these socks fitting. Well, there's multiple pictures that I posted on Ravelry, Instagram, and Facebook, including the Bakery Bears patrons group. Love you guys. Mwah. That's where I posted pictures of it on my foot, on my hand, with measurements. My hand is about is close in measurement to the large part of my foot. If I measure like down here. And then I had pulled it over my heel and showing what it looked like there. It fits, but my concern is as I go farther along with the cables, maybe it'll tighten.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to lose this progress in case I was wrong. So I went ahead and put this on waste yarn because I happen to have more of this yarn. I'd actually picked it up for a shawl initially.
No, it's not. It's Miss Babs.
It's Miss Babs.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and restarted using the 72 stitch count. And I'm not very far along.
It's a little baby cuff.
I probably have about an inch left on this cuff to go. Yeah, I think it was supposed to go for 2 inches, and that looks like it's about an inch there. Yeah, I'm getting kind of good at eyeballing and judging what an inch is.
You do enough of them, right?
Yeah. So that got restarted. So this has been a bit of an adventure, and some stash enhancement / reading has something to do with this pattern because this took up quite a bit of parts of my weekend. Just as I was trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do with these because I didn't want to continue progress if I was going to have to just rip it out. Mm-hmm. Although when it comes down to it, my job deals with life and death. This is not life and death. If I can handle my job, I can handle ripping out a sock if I need to.
Right.
If you put things in perspective.
But can Allison?
True, I don't want to kill Allison.
Allison is not a health professional. Okay. All right, so is that the last of your whips?
It is.
All right, so do you have FOs?
I do not, but I know you do.
I do. Okay, my first FO is in my autism awareness bag. This is my bag, my large one, and many of you have already seen this. This is my...
Oh, I didn't realize how big he is.
Well, he actually... I did this in stranding because my yarn was
That's why you used
stretching.
worsted too.
It was stretching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about 12 inches, about the size I think that it was Lizzie who said he does stand up. It just I should have probably put the wings a little lower than you stated because it's a little taller body. Mm-hmm. But he does stand up. You just can't see it off the camera. So this is Drake.
I should have brought Grayson over.
This is a bigger bird. I mean,
the little brother outgrew the bigger brother.
I think he is. It's not as big as I thought he was. Because the one person said it was 12 inches. Mine's only 9.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, mine's little.
But the person who mentioned 12 inches, that's a big bird. I mean, that's
mine comes up to your guys' wing.
My wing, because yours is this high.
Yeah, mine comes up to about here on hers.
And I'm happy with the
Her
way
bird is about a head taller than mine.
I'm happy the way Grayson
Oh, yeah.
turned out. Or not Grayson. This is Drake.
Drake.
And Drake is the third Robin.
Yes.
So he's my favorite.
He actually happens to be the third Robin in this house, but he is also
the third Robin.
the third Robin in comic book lore.
He is my favorite. He just barely edges. He and Dick run neck and neck. I really like him.
He has much longer. Well, no, he doesn't have much longer run as Robin. It's just
I just like him. He's intelligent. And he's level-headed, and I like Dick as well. He's
Dick sort of came more into his own once he grew up.
once he became Nightwing.
Yeah.
So that's my Grayson. And he's just going to join all his buddies back here. Whoops. Everybody is hope can't be seen. Okay. All right, so that takes care of this one. And my other FO has been seen as well in my Sea Turtles bag.
Oh, I didn't realize you finished this one.
Yes, I was wondering if you would notice it.
Well, I haven't been to Tortoise versus Hare.
He's been on everything. This is Twister, the turtle. He's finally finished. He was so close that after I finished the bird, I said I might as well finish this as well. I think that's probably what hurt my hand. Actually, it wasn't the crochet;
sewing.
it was the sewing that hurt my hand. And it's not the wrist; it's the thumb because I'm holding like this.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't have any more of the curved needles, and so it's hurting my wrist, my thumb. So this is Twister, and Twister is probably going to be going somewhere. Probably going on the table for Christmas. I have to put him somewhere.
I need to contact the Knights of Columbus. They don't make it very easy to get
No,
hold
they
of
don't.
them.
Do you think I should put a bottom on this, or do you think that's okay?
You're actually pretty well closed up.
Okay. So I'll just leave it the way it is. So this is Twister. And he is finished, and I'm happy with him. I have to figure out a place to put him so he doesn't get hurt. So those are my FOs.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
No dyeing this time. Well, I did do some dyeing, but you'll see it next week because it's drying.
Yeah.
It's still drying, so. Okay.
that brings us on to, royalties.
Okay. Royalties. We showed you the prize. The prize is this bag is ours. This is our royalty, and then you saw the one that you guys can win. So we have this. How many do you have, Talia?
Well, mine kind of go together.
Okay, I have a couple that go together. I have a couple that go together. I have about, I think, like 2 or 3.
I have 2. One that goes together and another that goes together.
Okay, why don't you
So-
show me? Does that go with something else?
Yes, it's in my Kindle.
Okay, well, let me show the prize.
Okay.
This came from Laura, who's a crocheting Whovian.
Well, maybe that is Blue Tit. That might be Blue
It might
Tit.
be Blue Tit. This is Blueface Lace. This is the DK version of West Yorkshire Spinner, and this is from Laura, crocheting Whovian.
Yay.
And this is a prize. This will be a prize for the toy along because we already have enough prizes for the cardiac. So we're going to go ahead and send this for the toy along. This is going to be. This is awesome. It's a DK print. We think this is Blue Tit. It is 244 yards, 100% wool. So this will be a lot of fun to work with. So make something really nice out of this.
Yes.
Maybe
an owl.
some mitts or an owl or yeah.
Because the original owl was designed out of West Yorkshire Spinners.
That would make a nice owl. And it's DK weight, so that's good. Okay, now.
Or you could make a rabbit and just not do your color changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Lear had sent.
Thank you, Laura. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Lear had sent some copies of a book that had some tips for about sizing and stitch count for feet. And the tips were so good in this little 4-page thing she sent me. I went and looked up the author and found that she has a book called The Sock Knitter's Handbook, Expert Advice, Tips, and Tricks.
Cool.
And this is very good. Let me go to my bookmarks. There we go. I actually have the physical form of it coming in. It's a spiral.
Oh, nice.
Because I I like having this in my Kindle if I really need it, but I prefer having a physical form as well. This is good, like, if I'm on retreat and I need to look up something, I can pull out my phone or my Kindle and look it up. But while I'm at home, I kind of like having the physical form to flip through.
I prefer that as well for certain kinds of books. Craft books are one of those things. I like to have the physical book, but I also like to have it on the Kindle just in case.
So,
Okay. Now this
thank you, Blair, for the assistance.
My prize came in from Laura with this prize that she sent you. My prize that I won from her, I think it was for the Whip It Whip It. I
think it was Whip It
I
Whip
won I won prizes from her 2 times in a row. So I'm not sure which one this was, but this is. It's the cutest little bag, and it's Betty's Corner, Craft Corner, I think. It's PJ Matilda's sister. Betty's Crafty Corner. This is her. And I looked at her bag. She has some really nice, you can't see it, little sheep. There it
I
is.
thought that was a little sheep.
So this was a little bag I won. Isn't this adorable? Look at this. It's little leprechauns
Fairies.
or fairies or something, or pixies.
They're fairies.
Pixies. So they're just adorable, and it's white, and it's actually a floral.
Hey, he does not think he's adorable. He thinks he's something else.
Oh yes, he's just all that. I just love this bag. I've seen this fabric before, and I absolutely love it. And it's actually bigger than you think. And I really, really like this. It's a very well-made bag. It's Betty's Crafting Corner, if you're interested. Betty's Crafty Corner on Etsy. It's
Etsy?
Etsy. www.etsy.com/shop/Betty's, BETTIES, Crafty Corner. And she does project bags, pouches, jewelry, hand-dyed, fiber, and more. So if you're interested, there it is. And I'm really excited about this. It's very, very cute.
Indeed.
Very cute. Never had too many bags. A nice little note from Laura, which I'm not going to read. Okay.
Alrighty.
To you. I already read it.
Yes, she did. She did read it. She's not going to be like, "Oh, Laura wrote me a nice note." I'm not going to read that.
Yes, I'm not going to read it.
So, my next stay in there. Okay. Was something that I saw on the Plum Deluxe Facebook group. One of the girls was showing a travel mug that she had gotten for her tea when she was on vacation. So, of course, I had to have one. So, it was from David's Tea. Now, mine is a little different from hers. Mine has a lock.
I want a blue one.
Um,
It's very thermos-oriented.
yes. So, that there is a lock.
I take it they didn't have red?
They didn't. Or orange.
That's cool.
It pops up. Now, you go like, "Oh, that's cool, yeah." Close this. Lock it again.
Okay, you might hear extraneous noise. My husband's home.
What's cool about it is for loose leaf tea.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And then twist a certain way. You put your loose leaf in.
And theoretically, you don't have to put that in if you want to use it for something else.
Yeah, theoretically.
Mhm.
Then, you let it steep for however long.
Take
Empty
it
it out. And voila. Yeah, you see, this comes off if you need
out. Oh,
to.
okay, that's cool. Well, it's for washing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And for taking the tea out. That's very neat.
So,
Very nice.
very, very cool. I am looking forward to this. I got this with my retreat that's coming up in mind. So I can have my loose leaf
Now,
there.
heads up, that week, that's the 3rd week in September, and our schedule for podcasting might be a little wonky that week
Yeah.
because we're going to be taking a little extra time and doing things. So we'll try to get something up on time, but we will keep you posted.
To go back to this thing. Closing that up. Okay.
Yeah.
They also sent me some tea samples. Now, I feel a bit disloyal drinking anything that's not Yandy's tea, but I will try these.
Granola?
Yeah, they asked me to select the ones I wanted. They did not send me the ones I selected. They're free samples, though, so I can't really complain.
That's fine. Maybe they didn't have them in stock when they sent them out. You probably selected some that were really favorites.
This is Buddha's Blend white tea.
Oh, neat.
It's white tea, green tea, jasmine pearls, white hibiscus blossoms, natural and artificial flavoring. This one will probably be a bit mild for my taste. I don't usually select white teas.
They're good.
Nutty, well, I have difficulty tasting them. Nutty granola crunch, apples, rubios, almonds, coconut brittle.
Coconut brittle.
Coconut, comma, brittle.
Oh, okay.
Natural artificial flavorings. Almonds, coconut, hazelnuts. And then pumpkin chai.
Yummy.
Black tea, cinnamon, cloves, caramel, carrot, lemon peel, pumpkin candies. This one's... David's tea seemed a little less natural than Andy's is.
Now, you do hear a lot of people talking about it. This is the other one that podcasters seem to talk a lot
Yes. I'm biased toward Andy's tea. It just seems like these are a little bit less natural. And I'm not like a super like uber natural
about. No, it's just
person.
it's an observation.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not a condemnation or anything. It's just an observation. Okay. The I don't have any. Well, yes, I do, but it goes into author. What's the word I'm looking for? Autobiography.
Okay.
So
Well, everything else for me is autobiography.
okay. How much do you have?
Some reading.
Okay. Let me do the books I'm reading. I started this a while back. I didn't have this physical... Maybe I did have the physical book. I'm still doing this. This is How to Listen When God is Speaking, because I don't know how to be quiet when I talk to God. I just... blah, 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 blah. So this is very good. And I'm not very far on this because I haven't had a lot of time. I'm only in chapter 2. But my handy-dandy little magnetic bookmark. So that's one of the books. And then the other one that I'm reading is called... And this will lead into something else, but I just wanted to show you the book. This is Writing a Way to Pray. And I had started this maybe a year or two ago and just stopped reading it. I was almost finished with chapter 2, but I started reading it all over again, so I'm in the middle of chapter 1, and this is really good for what I want to do. So, did you want to do something, and I'll go into my other thing?
Okay, yes. I am still reading the complete works of St. Augustine. I usually do that a little bit before church on Sunday. And I'm still like 1% because I'm in City of God and it's all of his works.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how much I read. I'm going to be 1% for the next
He's a very
eon.
prolific writer.
Yes.
I haven't even started that yet. I have it in my queue still.
Let's see. Still reading Thomas Becket. Slowly but surely, he is Archbishop now. Warrior, Priest, and Rebel by John Guy. So, getting to the crux of the matter. The seams are showing a little bit in the relationship between him and Henry II. And I am admitting to my guilty reading. I still can't admit to it on Goodreads.
Because she cares for some reason.
It's like candy reading. These are some older books.
Keep it clean.
These are some older books that I got in high school that I did enjoy. I actually don't have any of my original series ones out. These are my Next Generations ones. Reunion, and this is, you have some of the crew from Stargazer coming in contact with, that was his ship that
Right.
Jack Crusher was on
Right.
with him. I can't remember what Jack's job was.
I don't remember.
But
Because they don't mention him a whole
no, they don't. They don't mention his crew a whole lot. Although they said it was a 22-year voyage, which means that he spent most of his career on this.
Yeah, but they
ship.
just don't talk about it.
They just don't talk about it because by the time you get to him in the Next Generation, he's just starting on the Enterprise. The first episode, he's saying, he's talking about the Enterprise is this let's see what this Galaxy class ship can do. So it's really the first time he's on the Enterprise when you first start the Next Generation. So I reread this one, flipped through it really. This one has always been my favorite.
Love Worf.
Well, it's a mixture of Worf and Will Riker.
Yeah, I know, but I like Worf. Riker's okay, but I like Worf.
This is along the same lines as that one episode where he goes on the Klingon ship.
Right. Riker goes on the Klingon ship.
Riker goes on the Klingon ship and has to... it's a trade-off. You know, you're having officers serve on different kinds of ships. And to try to learn from each other. And that episode he had gone on a Klingon one.
Yeah.
This particular book always stuck with me for some reason.
I'll have to read that one.
And I mean I feel like I've read other of her books, Duran and Durgan. At first I thought it was Diane Duane, who I've read her both in Star Trek and Star Wars.
Right.
But
I don't usually like the female Star Wars authors.
She does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
She's always been... Diane Duane's always done a fairly good job. She's written some of my favorite Star Trek ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I already mentioned to Dan, but anyone who's interested in the Star Wars book, Timothy Zahn is now coming out with a new one. It's on pre-order right now. That's that's going through all of Thrawn's background. And if you're familiar at all with the trilogy, either the trilogy or the... Well, I think they're both trilogies, actually. There might be a trilogy and then a couplet book series that Zahn wrote on Star Wars. He created the Mara Jade character.
Boba Fett, didn't he?
No.
No.
Boba Fett was from
He was
movies.
the original, yeah. He was the original. He was George Lucas.
Yeah. But Timothy Zahn has created several characters that are very deep. Thrawn is one of the deeper villains. And in the book universe of Star Wars, was one of the smartest villains. One of the ones with the most character development. And I've enjoyed Timothy Zahn's non-Star Wars books too, his original books.
Mm-hmm.
I've read multiple of his books, so yeah. So this is my candy reading that I don't admit to usually.
Why? You admit to eating candy?
I don't know. This is for the extreme. Reading this kind of stuff gets you get labeled as a Trekkie.
Not really. Not really. Okay. I am still reading The Complete Father Brown by G.K. Chesterton. I only read a chapter or two a night, and I'm rereading that. So, because I'm waiting for Patrick Carr's new book to come out, which I really love his books. And his is not coming out till November, so I'm kind of killing time. Although I do have the second book in the Maze Runner series to start up when I finish this. But I want to finish Father Brown first. I have been part of this. I like to write, as anyone who watches the podcast knows this. And I've tried journaling forever, and the only kind of journaling I ever had any success with was poetry and that kind of stuff. Until I started doing prayer journals and things, which were very helpful. But people have been mentioning something called bullet journals. And so I decided I'd look into that. And it looks really promising. It's a little overwhelming when you first look at it. And I think I'm going to do a modified version. I'm not sure if I'm going to incorporate my entire life into it or just my prayer type stuff. I haven't quite decided. But I sat down and did kind of a rough start to it. And this is based on, I can't remember the man's name who started this kind of stuff. He has a website out, and some of the people who've done bullet journaling probably know his name. But he kind of sets a very basic idea of what to do with the journal and how to kind of set it up. He's very much, bullet journal says exactly it. I mean, it's like bullet statements. If there's no decorations, nothing. Mine's going to be kind of a amalgamation of bullet journal and other things. But I just want to kind of get a rough idea. And he suggests that you open up whatever you're using. I'm doing this one to the end of the year to see if I want to do it this way. But he suggests starting out this. He calls this a spread. He calls it a spread. So this is the first spread. You use the 2 pages, and that's your index. Okay, and you fill in the index as you go. So the next spread you divide into thirds, and you use both pages, and you put a month on each one of those, like, little thirds, okay, so that you're going to have your first 6 months here. Okay, and you've numbered those pages, and you put that in your index and what it is, and it's called your future log. So if you find something that you're going to be doing and it doesn't get done, or you know it's going to be something that has to be done in advance, you put it in here. And then you do your calendar, your monthly log, and on this side you have all the dates. You have the dates and the day, and then on this side you have the tasks you want to do on the month. And you have symbols to determine what's a task, what's an event, and what's a note. And you can modify this anyway. He's very basic. So it seems like to me this is a little bit convoluted, but I guess it'll become second nature as you do it and as you make it your own. So that's your task list and your calendar. And then you do your daily log. Some people do a weekly log, and I thought about that. I'm just like, that's just too much for me. It's I won't keep up with that much stuff. So this is a daily log, and what you want to get accomplished. Now this is, I'm doing this like for September 1st, okay? And you can't read it because it doesn't really matter what it says. But it has the different symbols on it for what I want to do on that day. And then you either cross it out when you do it, you put a forward arrow if you're pushing it forward a week or day, and a backward arrow if you're putting it into the future log. And if you don't do it at all, you also cross it out. So you have a bunch of things here. And again, you number these things and you put it in your index. Now, I have to determine what tasks I want to do, what I want to get accomplished in a month, what I want to do during the day or the week, what events are necessary. And then I have to determine, like some people say that you do prompts. That one of the things I want to do that I thought was very good that other people are doing is to improve my handwriting. So they have like prompts of things you're going to write. I want to incorporate that with my scripture study and my prayers and things like that, thoughts of the day, positive thinking. So the prayer requests, the prayer books and things like that, the prayer journal part of it will have things like, I'll get to that in a second. Prayer stuff, including things like the types of prayers you're doing. If you go to Mass, if you go to adoration, if you, whatever, things like that, write a thought, say, write a scripture meditation, whatever it is you're doing. That kind of stuff. And then there are also things called collections. So if I have something that's under faith, or all the things like all the prayer things would go there. All the family things would go into the family collection. Craft things would go into the craft collection. And I haven't quite figured all this out. And it seems I like this, but I think I'm going to have to streamline it a little bit. So, Brittany, I know you were interested in this when I talked to you about it. Contact me if you're still interested in it, and I'll give you some links if I haven't already. I can't remember if I did or not. But yeah, this is where I'm going right now because I need to organize. I'm getting overwhelmed with all the different things that I'm trying to get done and making sure I get done the things that are important and seeing what things maybe can be jettisoned because I don't need them. Okay, so that's that. Oh, this goes with it, is that okay?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, this goes with it. I got a ruler for it to help me to make a straight line because I can't make a straight line even with a ruler, let alone without one. Mm-hmm. And then if it works out, and I can always use these pens for patterns or give some to Talia or whatever, or Davina or something. So I got a couple of these because I am going to embellish it a little bit with color and stuff. I'm not an artist, but at least I can embellish a little bit. And I picked up this three subject little notebook. It's a little better size. And even if it's for a prayer journal only that I do this, I think this will be the size I go with. I might make a cover for it with, fabric or contact paper or something, so it has, I can kind of make it my own instead of just having it like this. So that's going with that. Do you have anything else to say about writing or?
No. I mean, I worked on Shared Story a little bit. I'm not sure if I had it on here. I forgot to highlight it. Yeah.
Okay. And I haven't really done much in the way of writing. We've done a lot of brainstorming, and I put together a prompting list in case I have to substitute for that. I haven't heard back from that, so I'm assuming that I won't have to, but I have it in case I do. And that's basically what I did with that. Anything else?
Nope, I'm getting hungry.
Yes, I know Daddy's here and want to eat. So,
And I haven't eaten today yet.
okay, so we want to thank Spicy Homemaker and Nitty Girl 1 for commenting on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to thank everybody who has come to visit with us today. And if you're in the shadows, please do come out and join us officially so you can be eligible for prizes and such. We wish you a wonderful week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is you do, it makes you happy. And we hope to see you here again next week in the PHN Fun Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 222, and that's a wrap.